has never been mid-range control.
I'm just
this guy thinks
you can combo
this guy
with
plays
Zoro.
This guy plays one format of Zoro, thinks he's the green god. Oh my lord.
You know, the question becomes, why is this the case, right? Because it seems that the only places that are getting the appropriate amount of product are the big box retailers, which is where these other people are buying the product from, and then they're pretty much, you're adding an extra middleman to the element.
But one thing right now we are definitely seeing is the hype around the One Piece card game. And not only with players, but sadly, not only with collectors, but the scalpers have entered the fight. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Northside Ploud with Pop.1 Podcast. Here, my boy Alexander Valido.
Welcome back.
My boy Bryan Ha.
Hello.
Episode 20, baby.
Numero 20.
We did it.
We did it.
We say we did it, I guess, every episode.
But
we really are doing it, though.
Episode 20 is a good milestone.
It is a great milestone.
I think it's something that makes me feel really good that we have the drive still after 20 episodes to keep this going. And hopefully we get to like 20,000. That would be something crazy. That would be a
Is that mathematically
number.
probable?
If we do more, like a week, I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe.
Start doing a Patreon episode.
I mean,
yeah.
If we could get to like 100, that would be cool too. You know what I'm saying? But
We'll
like
get to
getting to 20 after me and you sat down and we said, look, man, we're gonna start a podcast, an actual podcast. You guys, you returning listeners have known that we've been doing Pop.1 Podcast for a long time, but the fact that we have an actual podcast, we have an actual 20th episode, it feels pretty good, man.
It is.
We've done a lot in these 20 episodes.
Just a little.
Thanks for bringing me on and letting me tell my side of things.
Dude, we love it, man. We the reason we haven't had an episode in the past week is because we have made a vow that we're not going to record without one another on the episode.
Yep.
And my boy Bryan Ha, we're going to talk about his One Piece tour over the past 2 weeks. We're going to talk about some market watch. That's something I ain't said in a long time, man. We got a little market watch today.
We're going to talk about the state of One Piece. And also other card games.
Yeah, well, other successful looking card games.
Yeah, question mark, but with like a high question mark.
All right, y'all ready?
Let's get into it.
Let's get it. So we are here, episode 20, feels good, we looking good. We, like I said, we just been through a lot in these 20 episodes, man. And the one thing that has really been getting us going is the One Piece card game.
Mm-hmm.
I love this game. I love it to death.
It's so popular.
But with every card game comes a few speed bumps.
Mm-hmm.
And we're seeing a few. But before we get into that, my boy Bryan Ha is back in the studio. We took a little break because he went on a trip to Virginia to visit some family for Thanksgiving and stuff like that. But while he was out there, he brought his deck.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so I signed up for a Treasure Cup about a week before my trip to visit my sister in Virginia, and was like, I texted her. I'm like, hey, I know I'm visiting you for Thanksgiving, but the Friday there's a tournament going on close to your area, and I asked her if I could play in it. She says okay. She said my brother-in-law would want to come, and my little niece wanted to come watch too. So I was like, yeah, we can bring them along. And so they came and watched me play and supported me, and it was really fun. And I got third place there. I lost in the finals into an ace mirror match by 1K counter because I actually made a misplay. I made a small misplay where I discarded a 1K counter for my leader effect instead of a brick. And I was playing ace, by the way. And I was like, oh, dang. Well, I was like, I started thinking in my head, I'm like, well, I know I just discarded as 1K, but I have 1 life left, leader effect to draw another card. So I have a chance to draw into another counter card.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, all right, well, if I draw another counter card, I'm just kind of in it, And of course, I take my life, draw my card. They're both bricks. And I was like,
that hurts.
That RNG. I was like, well, it is what it is.
Yeah,
and
but I mean, go into another shop and, getting all the way to the finals, man, that's really good, man. I know it feels good, too.
I appreciate it. Yeah, it was really fun. Round 1 was RG Luffy, and the guy was relatively newish to the game. He said he'll been playing for about 3-4 weeks. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that that's free or anything, but it was really tough. I think we almost went to time. just because RG Luffy's such a sticky deck. And
yeah, it's a really tough deck. I played against it for the first time, and I was like, wait, this leader does what?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like he was telling me that he's been playing for 3-4 weeks. So I had a red rock I was holding in hand in case he dropped a 9-cost Zoro. And like he got to 10 Dawn, he just never played it. And I was like, all right, I guess I'm just not going to use this red rock. I think I end up using it eventually at some point after I established my board. But, you know, it just, the big bodies and Ace just kind of get there. Yeah. Round 2 was an Emu deck. He didn't see Saturn on his first Elder. So he brought out Elder, played 4 Gorosei members, except for Saturn. And then he just lost it from there. I mean, that's too rough, you know.
You got to see like all of them.
Exactly. Yeah. And then round 3 was another Emu deck. I gamble on this one too. I was at 2 life. He was at 2 life. I decided to take a life because like my hand was kind of getting drained, and I was I'm like, man, I'm not really seeing a lot of pieces. I really need to end the game soon, or I'm gonna lose. And I take my second life, leader effect to draw. I grabbed a 9-cost Zoro off a life, and I drew a Goldie Roger. And I'm looking at the I Am Whitebeard in my hand. And I'm like, I think I just win next turn. So I was like, draw for turn to get counter card up. Like I Am Whitebeard, play out 9-cost Newgate, take the life, go to 0, buff my leader up to 10k, and I was like, swing with leader for 10k and pass. Or I don't think I even swung. I think because like I didn't want to give him a free Warkery.
Right.
So I was like, just like, all right, pass. No, wait, I did swing. I'm sorry. I swung with 7 with Jozu, and then 10 with what was it called?
Leader.
10 with leader, and then he took both life, so he put himself to 0. I guess he wanted to see more cards, you know, get more cards in hand. And then I played Uta blocker, and I had like 3 standing. I had 2 Whitebeards, 2 blocker beards. And I was like, go. And he was like, he's like telling himself, I think I just lose now.
I know that feeling, man. Yeah. I know the feeling. You, as an Emu player, whenever Ace has a Whitebeard wall up and that damn Uta card, like that card literally is like, you know, every card in Ace, I hate each one of them. And that Uta card has been on my radar lately because it's that card actually like, it makes the wall just like this much stronger. Like it's not that much stronger, but it's enough to just be like, I lose, like, you know, because like I know you're gonna Roger next turn, and it's just like,
exactly. It's like right there, and then like, you know, you can swing out with your Whitebeards, and then like you can try to Nostro them, but then like you just use pop off the Uta blocker. You're like, all
she's
right,
a
cool.
6, so you can't pop her with Mars or anything like that. Like
exactly,
and you only play her for 2, right? Like,
yep, you can play her for 2 if you control a character with 10,000 power or more, which I owned. I had 3 Whitebeards, so I was like, yeah. And then like, you know, he did his thing. He reset his he restood his blockers and played more blockers.
Yeah. And
he was like, pass. And I was like, draw Roger. And he was like, yeah, I just scoop.
Yeah.
And then round 4, I got paired down to a mirror match, and very, very grindy again. We got to a board state where I was at 2 life and he was at 0. I put him at 0 because I've been draining his board. And I knew that like, even if he plays a Roger right now, I can literally take the leader hit and like I can counter out the leader hit, take 1 hit and take the Roger hit and be at 0 life myself and be like, you know, I'm good. So I was like, I'm not worried about that at all. So I just went ahead and put him to 0, left myself at 2 life, and I'm like, I'm just gonna chill. And then he just blockered up, and I literally was like, draw Roger, and he just scooped it up, and I was like, I felt so bad. My little niece was watching. She's like, I don't know what happened because you didn't talk the entire time. I'm like, and I explained to her, I was like, we were playing a mirror match, so we both had the same cards, kind of. So like we didn't really like
How
communicate.
old is she?
She's 13.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So it's a good age for her to kind of. She's sitting there actually paying attention to what's going on, man.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah. And like because she doesn't know like what's going on. She's like, why did the guy just scoop again? Like what's going on? Or she's not scoop, but you know, she was like what happened? Did you win? Did you lose? Y'all just didn't say anything.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah. I mean, we're playing the same deck, so like I know my he knows what my cards do. I know what his cards do. So like we just didn't really communicate. Like, and like, you know, this goes back to me. Whenever I play, I'm very serious. I ash catch him, pulling my hat around and just, you know, locking in. You know, I almost forgot that she was even sitting next to me. And like, she was like right there next to me too. And then round 5 was the mirror match again. And I lost die roll, but like I played my butt. The guy was like, dude, you played a really tight game up to that end with that small miss. But I'm like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You know, 5 rounds is tough to play no matter what kind of game it is.
Yeah, I mean, try winning 5 games in a row on Sim or something like that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's the same thing, man. And dude, congratulations again on going out there and showing off, showing what's up.
Yep, got the Dawn and the Tashigi.
Dawn and Tashigi.
I would have loved to bring home a Sabo because I heard the next day that our boy Josh won y'all's like the local Treasure Cup.
Board Game Pillars, yep.
Yep. And I was like, man, I really wish we could have added another Sabo to that list, but you know, it is what it is. And I was happy with my placement. And yeah, shout out to that shop in Virginia, Jersey Cards and Games.
Yeah.
And then we go talk about
Dallas. Yeah.
Yep.
To Dallas.
So then I came back, stayed at home for a few days, worked for a few days, and then drove my butt to Dallas. And was really sad that I didn't see any of you guys come with me.
Yeah.
I was like texting the girl, like, last chance, guys. Someone tell me now. I'm leaving.
I know it hurt. And I felt bad too, man, because, you know, I was going to take that trip by myself for the Mesquite Regional that me and Brian went to, like almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I'll go with you so you don't have to go by yourself. I do wish that I went, but, you know, life just gets in the way, man. And it's just.
No, exactly. And I don't blame that at all. You know, we're all grown. And, like, you know, you have your family. Alex has his, you know, best friends, you know. So. And
Y'all are my best friends.
I only have card games.
No.
No, but you know, I had a great time. I had rented a car and I
was wondering if you drove your vehicle out there.
Oh no, I'm not putting that many miles on my car, and I didn't want to drive to Dallas and that, you know.
Yeah,
and I tried to rent a compact SUV, but they gave me a minivan. And yeah, they were like, "Is this okay?" And I'm like, I didn't tell them I would go by myself. I was like, "Yeah, I guess, you know, maybe my maybe my team I can do like whatever, like put some extra luggage in the back." And he's like, "All right, that's cool." And I'm like, "All right." And it was really like awkward to drive, but you know, it's whatever. I drove a minivan. Yeah, it was very like I only sat in the driver's seat, and I only used the passenger seat and the trunk. I didn't. The middle part was to me non-existent. But yeah, no, driving to Dallas is, you know. I just didn't want to fly. I just didn't feel like flying because I just flew for Virginia, and I was like really like, you know, like I hate flying. Like I'm very uncomfortable. I'm a big guy, you know. Gotta get the extender belt and just really like, you know, don't really feel like flying again. I hate New Orleans Airport. So
well, how was the regional? Like how did that go?
It was fun. They're actually hosting Dragon Ball Super / Fusion World Nationals.
Oh, during
the same in the same hall, just like they blocked it off in the middle. And I was talking to there's a guy that was top 16 for that tournament in my hotel, and I was asking him about it, and I was like, so like why is that Bandai Card Fest, or what's happening at Bandai Card Fest then for Dragon Ball? He's like, it's just like regionals probably. And I was like, oh, okay. So I guess like not all
I think Bandai Card Fest like used to be the Nats for, like, if I'm not mistaken, it was like the Nats for all the card games at one point. Yeah, and then now
I also assumed so too, and like I learned, like, you know, from this past weekend that's not the case, that they host their Nats for Dragon Ball earlier for some reason. And yeah, so that was really cool. I was like, you know, he got top 16, so shout out to that guy. You know, he did a really good job, he said. And like I was asking about, you know, maybe you should play One Piece, and he was like, he was not really into the One Piece card game because he said that he didn't like the way that the game didn't have like a lot of searching and a lot of like consistency, you know. And I was explaining to him how, like, you know, I'm playing Red Blue Ace, and like the blue identity is about drawing a lot of cards, so like I can draw a bunch of cards. And he's like, that's really cool. And I told him about how Emu is the opposite version, where instead of drawing a bunch of cards, you just trash a bunch of cards and you just recur them back to the field for free, or not for a discounted cost. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, so y'all are just playing the same coin on two different sides. I'm like, yeah, basically. So that's just why they're the two best decks, I think. And
then how do you explain Zoro?
Zoro is just a wild card.
Yeah, it's just
It's just the one deck that has a good matchup.
Do what you can do out of your hand, man. Yeah, and like there's a lot of options.
No matter no matter what, Zoro will still, even with all these cool little combos, it's still just a little helmet. Dumb deck to play.
I don't know, man. It kind of, you got to think a little bit more in this format.
It's not hard to play two Koshiro against Emo.
Speaking of the format, man, how are the opinions out there in Dallas of OP13, man?
So I practice heavily. I was playing Red Blue Ace. I practiced heavily for the Emu matchup and the Ace matchup, and I played one Emu and one Ace the entire weekend.
Crazy, yeah.
I played Emu round 2. I played Ace last round 9, and glad to say I got them because I've been practicing so much, and I was like, I hope I can win the one matchup I've been practicing. Played a lot of Zoro, or I played 2 Zoro, 2 Lim, which was wild.
That's crazy that Lim's making a comeback.
I lost to 1 Lim because I was so in the zone. I was like, all right, I got this game, and I'm looking at I have a Goldie Roger, 2 I Am Whitebeards, my Yamato. And I'm like drawing a bunch of cards. My Garp Searcher. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna Jozu back whatever they play, replay my Garp Searcher, search something, and then I get to 9 Dawn and I look at my hand. I'm like, I draw for turn. I look at my hand. I'm like, oh, I have no Whitebeard character, and it's not like I didn't search, not like I over search him with Garp or anything either. Like I played 2 Garp and I searched like a Jozu. Like the first one was like a play. I grabbed a Yamato, and the second one grabbed the Jozu. So it wasn't like I had no what was it called? Whitebeard. I didn't search over him. I just didn't have him, and I was like, oh, I think I just lost.
Yeah.
So I was like, I just lost, and then like he killed me, and I was like, all right, that sucks. Wish I had a blocker beard or anything, because like all I needed was one more turn, because I was super aggressive to him. He took every single life hit almost, because he went to 4 like really quickly, or he went from 4 to 0 really quickly, and I was like, all right, I'm looking at my Goldie Roger, I'm like, yeah, I can just win if I just survive this turn, and then he got me, so I was like, yeah, it'd be like that.
Well, you went out there. I wanted to say you went X3, and you saw some of our homies out there too, man, and that was cool.
I did. I saw a lot of people. I saw Dylan Brister. Shout
out Brister.
Yeah, he's in Austin now, but he used to be Yu-Gi-Oh locals out here.
Used to be one of our locals, man. Yeah,
he's one of our guys. I love him to death. Michael Murphy was there.
Shout out Murphy.
And a lot of guys were asking about you guys too. Actually, a lot of people were asking about Preston, Alex, Josh, and Brian Ty.
Yeah,
they're like, "Where's the group at?" And I was like,
I know you. Yeah, you were texting us and telling us that. I was like, damn, that really makes us feel good, because those trips are like kind of what like reawakens me and Alex. You know what I'm saying? When we go out to these trips, being here on the coast and just doing these podcasts every week, sometimes it does get a little stale, and being in a routine, the same routine. We got to do this a week, we got to get it out by this day, blah blah blah. And then right now we really don't have any events that we're like really just like super waiting on besides Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas.
And like I said, dude, when we go to those trips, we like get reawakened, we get new ideas, we make really good short form content, we do podcasts with different players and stuff like that. It's just right now it's just recording the podcast, but you coming home and saying, yeah, man, people were looking for you guys, asking about us and stuff, that makes me feel good, man. That means people are actually thinking about us.
And right now, like, to piggyback off of what you're saying, a lot of people are just feeling kind of stale about this format. I don't know about y'all, but I kind of feel the same way as triangle format. I'm not a huge fan of triangle formats. I'm more of a fan of jungle formats, which OP14 is thankfully bringing. But I tell you what also happened this weekend. It was in Houston, right?
Houston.
Yeah, it was the Riftbound first regional.
The pre-regionals,
and the first prize card that they did looks like the auction currently is going for about 50,000 at the time of recording.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's going for an insane amount. But if I remember correctly, One Piece, the first regional, was something similar. Am I remembering that correctly?
Well, like when One Piece first came out, it was kind of hard, like picking up off the ground, and then like around OP2 is like when it really started going. There is a crazy card. It just sold, I'm wanting to say over the weekend. It was like One Piece, like a Worlds winner card.
It's it's the Luffy one that wasn't supposed to.
Yeah.
The one that like it was in English. So like basically what happens at Worlds is they print out each language that's represented, and then the winner of the country gets that language, So third place was won by a Japanese player, I believe, or something like that. But there's an English copy that is the bronze color, third place color, that was somehow lost.
Yeah.
And
I think they're supposed to be destroyed or supposed to be like vaulted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they ended up getting out there, and a few of them have popped up, and one of them actually sold. It was graded, and what was the number? Like 300,000.
Yeah.
So like,
That's
like
insane.
a really crazy number. So yes, One Piece does have cards of that caliber, but with the Riftbound,
we're seeing a lot of players. It feels a lot to me. If y'all remember OP11 format, which I know was very recently, that's when Gundam came out.
Yeah.
And a lot of One Piece players were playing Gundam because they were just bored of the format because it was stale. That feels like a very similar time to right now. You have a lot of people complaining, oh, I play Emu, I play Zoro, or I play Ace. And there's really not much else to it. So the question becomes, A, is the Riftbound gameplay good? And then B, is this going to super send past OP13 format once OP14 comes out?
Well, you're seeing a lot of pro players from all card games that were at this event over the weekend.
Yeah, so
Yu-Gi-Oh players, Lorcana players, Magic,
TFT, Team Fight Tactics.
Okay.
Which is a spinoff of League of Legends, I believe. And there was another game, a guy, Hearthstone. A former pro Hearthstone player.
Oh, okay, cool, yeah. And then you had some One Piece players out there too. So
so
it's one of those things that I think is we got to see it for a little while, because we have seen this happen before. We saw it happen with I want to say Lorcana. I do not think Lorcana is as big as it was. You know what I mean? But it was super big when it came out. Same with Gundam, like it's super big.
Still big.
It's still big. They're
Yeah.
all still big games, but you just don't see the hype around them. But one thing right now we are definitely seeing is the hype around the One Piece card game, and not only with players, but sadly, not only with collectors, but the scalpers have entered the fight.
Yeah.
And we're seeing videos and people talking about how they're completely getting out of Pokemon, focusing all on One Piece, completely getting out of sports cards and focusing on One Piece. It's getting rough out there. You're seeing manga cards 3 times, 4 times in price overnight.
Not just cards, sealed.
Yeah, sealed boxes are going OP13. We thought the print run of OP13 was out of now there's just not enough because it's being scalped.
Yeah.
Like Pokemon was. And we've been here before with One Piece. It was the early days and it was kind of rough, you know what I mean? But we all fought through, and I'm hoping that we can fight through this one as well because, boys, it's about to be rough. But I kind of want to get into it's kind of wild to see something like this pop off during the holiday season. A lot of people are usually spending their money on Christmas and different, the holidays. It's a lot of money, especially if you have a family and stuff or you have friends and everything you got to buy things for. You usually kind of see the markets kind of stabilize around this area.
Yeah.
And either around January, February, they shoot back up or they start really going down. And then that kind of sums it up what it's going to be like until the summer hits. Right now, we're seeing such an influx during December that it's kind of real. I'm getting worried about
One Piece.
what One Piece is going to look like January, February. Now, a lot of people are that play card games. Obviously, they get money and stuff for presents and stuff. And yes, you usually see a huge spike in all card games around the end of December, beginning January, and then ultimately tax refunds come in and stuff like that. So you see another big boom. If this survives both of these runs, which it probably will, we might see a very rough summer as far as getting product, to play. You're seeing cards that have no business going up in the market. For example, the original red-green basic Luffy leader spiked up. This was a 2-penny card forever.
Yeah.
Has spiked up to above $15.
It's cooled down now, but yeah, no, it's up there. Also, just real quick on the manga thing, I did pull a manga.
Look, there he
ace.
is.
I've been wanting to show this off for a minute. I pulled a manga ace for my entry.
And with the
at
market,
Dallas.
it's looking fresh right now, huh?
I was flipping so I thought it was only like 1,000, and then like someone's like, no, it's $1,500. I was like, that's crazy. So it could be just a pump and dump. Who knows? I hope it's not a pump and up. I personally hope it's a pump and up. I like these cards prices.
I do not mind those cards staying at a high premium.
Yeah,
I really don't. I think that makes it a lot more fun. I have always been a fan of like the quote unquote chase. You know, what I'm saying?
That's appropriate to have the expensive manga cards and the cheap everything else.
But normal leader cards that
There's
you get 5 out of every 5 packs damn near.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't need to be like that.
Exactly.
And I hope that the common basic stuff to play the game does not end up getting scalped. I mean, for example, you can play the Emu deck right now for about $30. You know what I mean? Shouldn't be more than that.
I don't think so. I still look at some of the prices, and like you can still build a really cheap ace build. Because the Yamatos are like $1. The blocker beards are like $1.
Yeah.
Like some of the more expensive premium stuff is like the Utas from the Shankstar decks that were released earlier this year.
Yeah.
The Roger that was released last year is not hitting a premium because that was an anniversary set too. So, that was also a set that was like highly sought after, like OP13 was.
Yeah.
Just not, a year too late. But like
we're looking at prices now that are rival. They're closer to what it looked like during OP4, OP5, OP6.
100%. But at least we're not having like $30 SRs.
Right.
Base
We
SRs.
don't have a $70 Borsalino, you know what I'm saying? You remember Sabo, OP04 Sabo, whenever that hit
fetching
crazy,
crazy numbers.
We're not seeing cards that are super playable that are like impossible to get like it was to get those cards.
Exactly.
Now, with this, I hope that it chills out. SPs are going up, mangas are going up, some alt arts are going crazy.
Yeah.
I just hope it doesn't get to the point to where if I were to want a rare alt art, it's not stupid money because
100%.
of the scalpers. You know what I mean? I like having $20 rare alt arts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, time will tell with all this. I know it looks scary to a lot of people, and a lot of people that are trying to get into One Piece, they will be driven away because they're going to be told, "Oh, it's being scalped right now," and the getting product at the store, it was already very hard to do, even with the limits from Target and Walmart and stuff. It's going to be a little bit harder, guys. You got to ride it, man.
Yeah,
you just got to ride it. Learn how to get your cards. Get in a relationship with your local card shops. If you don't have local card shops, I guess you just got to kind of remember where or when these stores stock. And then you, like we said 100 times, like, sometimes the only way to get these cards is to participate in the stuff you don't want to participate in. That means, you know, waiting in line and you know, finding out drops and stuff like that. Really getting involved.
But don't be a scalper.
Don't fall for it. They're there.
They are.
They're there. Yeah, I hope everything heals with the card games, man. I hope it all does well. You know, Riftbound's kind of hard to find still. There's a lot of things that are just kind of hard to find.
Yeah.
And let's take a quick break. We'll go a little bit off into more scalper talk and GameStop. Again, we'll kind of follow up on our last episode and talk about how they're trying to, I guess, redeem themselves in a way. And, you know, we'll talk about some OP14 as well.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right, I'm sorry to interrupt the show, but we have to talk to you about your leader. Protect your leader in style with the original leader loader from Anchor Goods. Yes, Anchor Goods. The ultimate protection for your leader in the One Piece card game. It's sized to fit snug, it's tournament legal, and it's sized to fit perfectly in your deck box. Every kit comes with a leader case that features a design from one of your favorite characters. It comes with a microfiber cloth that cleans your glass, and it also comes with a perfect sleeve to fit over your leader card to fit perfectly into the leader case. So make sure you click the link down below to get a leader case designed by players for players. And huge thank you to Anchor Goods for sponsoring Pop.1 Podcast. Let's get back to the episode.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? We're going to interrupt this episode and tell you about our sponsors. Yes, our sponsors over at Dueling Guard. These guys definitely have everything you need for your TCG journey. Go ahead and head on down to duelingguard.com. Check out their deck boxes, their playmats, their binders, their anime art cards. They have it all, and I swear I love this stuff. I back it all the way. I personally use binders and deck boxes from Dueling Guards for all of my TCG play. When I'm going to bigger tournaments, or even if I'm going to smaller tournaments, they have everything I need to be comfortable in my competitive scene. I love the size of their deck boxes. They fit perfectly in my book bag without any type of clutter. You know what I mean? When you have them big deck boxes and it's just so cluttery in your book bag, it makes your book bag kind of get deformed after a little while. These are great for that because they're a nice slim fit. They also have so many different sizes of deck boxes. So if you don't like the size of one of their deck boxes, I'm sure they'll have something to fit your certain criteria whenever you're going to these big events. Their playmats are super high quality. I really enjoy playing on them, and their binders are peak. They're side loading, they zip up, they're just really good binders all in all, and they fit perfectly in your book bag. They also have different accessories like playmat holders and different bags that you can take out. I'm telling you now, you guys are definitely going to want to support Dueling Guard, man. They are very awesome in what they do. So go to duelingguard.com, use code POP1 at checkout. You guys get a discount. It helps us out a lot. We really enjoy having Dueling Guard around, and we thank them so much for what they do for the community and for Pop.1 Podcast. All right, let's get back to the show. All right, we're back.
We are back.
Back at it, man. And we were talking about the Scalper stuff, dude. And, you know, it's rough, man. We got a lot of feedback from our last episode about the GameStop stuff. People just really aggravated and pissed off. And you know, I really do hate it, man. It really has hit me hard the first few times I listened to the episode, and I'm like, damn, you know, I do have a history with this store, man. Like, you know, all of us do. It's just been a real history of the store, and like I said in the last episode, we really thought that they were going to be like the saving grace of card games, helping out the people that can't get what they get, you know, blah blah blah. And then ultimately they took that. It was like a wolf in sheep's clothing, you know what I mean? Like they literally just like ripped it off and said, you know what? We got the stuff.
They
If
say
you-
all these guys that were buying their sealed product and then reselling it for a profit, and like, nah, we got to make
we're
that
gonna
extra
do
profit.
it.
We're gonna do it. Why not?
And I made a TikTok. So we talked about the Phantasmal Flames UPCs in the last
Yep.
episode. Well, they did a thing in December 12th, which is coming up. It's in a few days from when we're recording this, and they're supposed to be dropping a new wave of the Prismatic Evolutions UPCs or SPCs, special premium collection boxes. They're bigger than the Ultra. I don't know, but I never had one, so I wouldn't know. So they're dropping another one, and they had a big promotion deal, I guess, for the holiday, saying $99. Pro members, it's like $89 or something like that. And it's just like, wow, this is awesome. Thank you, GameStop. Well, after the whole Phantasmal Flames thing, they decided to just say, you know what? Nah, we'll just sell it to you guys for $200. You're gonna pay for it anyway. So here you go.
Absolutely ridiculous. And like, I have a little story about that actually too. I went to a Second and Charles, which is kind of like a bookstore up in Virginia, and I saw a Prismatic Evolutions booster bundle box, like a whole sleeve of it, and I grabbed it immediately, and I went to go pay for it. I put it on the counter along with some other stuff that I was buying as gifts. The lady literally started off by saying, "All right, your total's gonna be $100," and I'm like, $100?
Yeah.
Hold on,
What are you talking
what's
about?
$100? And she was like, "This Prismatic Evolution booster bundle box is $110 plus tax," and I was like, "What?"
100, and that's what, 6 packs?
Yeah. I was like, "I'm putting this back, lady. I can't afford that." Like, I can't, but I'm not going to. I was like, "That's ridiculous."
I can.
I mean, you know what else is doing it really bad right now?
What's that?
As much as I love TikTok, but it's pissing me. Like I've always seen these rip and shippers.
The rip and
I've
shipper,
always
yeah,
seen
yeah.
rip and shippers. I've always thought they were pretty cringe. No offense
Uh-huh.
to you, Mr. Former rip and shipper.
Yeah, whatever.
But you know what? When you did it, I don't think it was as bad as it is now, right?
No.
So I made a point the other night. I went on, I don't know how many different lives, and I clicked their TikTok shop. When I tell you, every single one of them, the $200 Charizard box that they get from Best Buy, $250, $260.
Yeah.
Big names. I'm not going to name them here, but like bigger names. The 151 was going for, I want to say like 160, just insane prices. OP13 going for 250, the most recent set, and even OP12 was going for 160.
Yeah.
And the worst offense of them all I saw, this dude was selling mystery bags for $67, and I watched him open one of these for these guys, and when I tell you, literally all that came out of that bag was one pack of OP10, 11, 12, and 13. And he played it off like it was the greatest thing ever for $67.
And they were probably all dead packs
That's
too.
crazy.
They were 2 liter packs, a Don pack, and one regular
See,
pack
what's
with
funny
no
is
hits.
One Piece does that. They do the treasure boosters, and then they'll give you 4 packs, and what is it, like $20?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's my point. It's
Yeah.
$20.
Or
These-
probably 25 because you get the promo and
Yeah,
stuff like that. Yeah.
with the Luffy promo that's been bought out too.
Yeah.
These scalpers are just getting out of hand. I'm sorry if you're charging these prices like,
yeah.
oh, you're an entrepreneur. No, you're a scalper.
It's
Yeah.
really
You're
not
a-
like, and going back to what you said, former rip and shipper, you know.
Yeah.
So when COVID came around, it was something because we were all locked in the house, you know what I'm saying? The internet was popping off during COVID, and everybody wanted to get back into trading cards. And, it was one of those things where it really wasn't looked down, upon, because if you rip and ship, you were helping people get cards, because a lot of people couldn't even like leave their house. Some
Right.
people were like, they were like locked in. So the only way to get them was to, buy packs
Was
off
to
the
do
internet.
like whatnot. And
Yeah, but
Twitch
it
and
was kind
everything.
of, I didn't do whatnot, but yeah, the Twitch and stuff like that. And it was cool to watch somebody rip your packs and be interactive with the chat. And like, it was like kind of a new thing, it was going on, but it was like, it was kind of a new thing to a
So
lot
is that
of
the
people.
appeal for a lot of people? Because I'm watching all these different lives. I'm seeing 20, 30 viewers. Is the appeal that someone is talking to the chat and kind of doing the interaction?
You're interacting, you're really getting into it with the crowd. If you buy a pack from me, I'm like, yo, Alex, what's up, dude? Yeah, we're going to rip your pack, man. Oh, man, dude, look, getting really involved. Some people, like to hear that, and I'm not saying that's really what it is, but now, it's the COVID people that have been ramping up and holding back and getting ready for this time to start again, plus a lot of new people that are taking the advice from all these COVID scalpers and stuff like that. And now we just have a big slop of just everywhere you go on TikTok. If your algo has anything to do with trading cards, you're gonna see about 5 or 6 rip and shippers on your thing every day.
Yeah.
It's just disgusting though.
It's bad,
These
man.
prices are absolutely insane.
Bad. Well, they're not really making money either because they're paying all the fees in TikTok, the shipping and everything. Like, so you're seeing like $250 on there. They're probably making $10 over what they paid for it at GameStop.
Yeah, if they buy from GameStop.
Yeah, but
which they probably did.
The difference is that the treasure boosters that Bandai was giving us had real stuff in it. Like AKA you pulling the SP Magellan.
Not only that, I pulled a manga out of one of those.
Yeah.
Well, you know the law devil fruit that you see like 100 of at your local Target.
Yeah,
they're charging 50 to 65 for that,
and I'm still seeing them just sit on the shelves.
Yeah, they're just sitting on the shelf.
I saw one today sitting on the shelf.
Yeah,
I'm salty about them because I bought one. I bought two. One to have sealed for my collection, and then one to open. I opened up one of them, and the corners were dinged, and I was so.
Dude, I opened one. I opened one. Wait, what's today? I opened one today. The one that I saw on the shelf. That was the only thing I saw on the shelf, so I picked it up. And the Dawn was like so warped. I was like, oh my god, it's a nice looking Dawn too. I got the fruit.
Oh yeah, that
sleeves.
one. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, and I like those Dawn sleeves. I
do like the Dawn sleeves.
I think it's a cool thing that they add those. But yeah, it's all bent up and warped up. And they want you to use those as deck boxes. They tell you that they're deck boxes.
If you see that Dawn, is that really deck box? But the question becomes, why is this the case, right? Because it seems that the only places that are getting the appropriate amount of product are the big box retailers, which is where these other people are buying the product from, and then they're pretty much you're adding an extra middleman to the element.
Well, I can tell you what's going on. So a lot of the people on TikTok, the big names and everything like that, they've been around forever. They've been around for a long time, and this is stemming before COVID. Let's say 2 or 3 years before COVID, when nobody wanted trading cards, it was literally a player's era. There was collectors out there, don't get me wrong, dude, but it was a very niche thing. And it was nothing to go ahead and establish an online store and get the same distributors that LGS has got and everything like that, and keep an account healthy. So when a thing like COVID happens, or a thing like Scalper Era 2, like we're going through right now, is happening, they're still in accounts with these distributors. They're still showing their numbers selling, yeah, I sell this much product. Well, when you have an account that's 10 plus years old and you have a record, all your books are saying, yeah, they're moving everything we're sending them. Let's keep on sending. It's not the distro's job to see if this is a dude that's on TikTok selling everything for over market and stuff like that. No, they're seeing an account that's 10 plus years old that orders the max allocations that they're allowed, and so they're going to get them. We know a shop that's been open for 20 plus years, not the best shop owner in the world, doesn't sell a lot of his stuff, and when he does, is super scalped. And we're like, how is he still getting all this stuff? It's because he has a 20-year plus account with these distributors, and they just see this is one of our premium, subscribers. This is what they ask for every time, and they keep asking for this much stuff. So we're just going to fulfill all their orders because they're ultimately paying the bills around here. You know what I mean? So that's how it happens. You got these big YouTubers and stuff that have storage and warehouses of just back stock that they've just been stocking up because they have their online store distribution. So they just hold all the stuff. It looks like they're selling it, but they're just hoarding it for situations like this, so they can now go online, do the whatnots, do the TikToks, and make all their money back. And the thing about it, you got a lot of people saying, don't buy from the scalpers, don't do that. Well, when they're the only ones that own the packs, and everybody kind of can agree that pack opening is a small addictive trait.
It do be scratching
it's
that
gonna
itch
move.
in my brain.
It's gonna move.
It's just crazy that we're now in the age where pack opening is considered the cool thing to do. Because I remember growing up, no one cared about opening pack. Like, let's rip some pack.
Is that a Pokemon card?
Yeah.
Dude,
no. I'm not
here.
talking about like Pokemon, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm talking
it was
about
like that when I was in school. Yeah.
Can I just buy a pack? Like, who wants to just buy a pack? People, you either buy a box or nothing.
Well, now we're to the point to where you can only buy 2 in a grocery store.
Yeah.
Whenever, like I said, right before we started this, Pokemon, a few months before we started the podcast, Pokemon was just rotting on the shelves. It was just sitting there. Scarlet and Violet was probably the worst run Pokemon ever had for majority of its lifespan.
Yeah, I also found Scarlet and Violet in like a thrift store. Sealed,
yes.
And I bought them.
Dude, I saw a video. There's a video. I might share it on our TikTok and our story or something like that. It's nothing that I'm gonna go edit into the video, but it's literally a bargain bin full of Evolving Skies, the
Crazy.
blister packs before the hype. Like, you know what I mean? It's just that's what, and it's weird because Evolving Skies. It was super hype when Evolving Skies came out, and then that's when Pokemon started declining.
Yeah.
So there was blisters and blisters and blisters, and the next thing you know, I think Evolving Skies is like 20 plus a pack now.
Yeah.
And I actually think it's like $40 a pack now.
That's the Umbreon and the Rayquaza, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
that's-
Moonbreon. Yeah.
Moonbreon and
It's just
Rayquaza, yeah.
insane because most packs come with trash.
Dude, Evolving Skies is bad. It's just like
It doesn't-
Prismatic Evolution.
It doesn't matter the game. Most packs come with trash because you only
Yeah.
get what 2 hits out of a box.
A One Piece or
Pokemon's
Just
not
in-
mapped.
Okay,
Yeah.
Or yeah,
The
let's
only
look
thing
at
that,
One Piece.
see, that's why I like One Piece too, because it is mapped. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, you are going to know what you're going to get out of your box based off of what you hit.
Yeah.
Now, on a resale market, do not buy loose packs and do not buy booster boxes. I'm sorry. If you didn't see the case open, don't buy it. Like, because literally you're not going to get what you want.
Yeah, I actually just fell into this scam. I saw some packs, loose packs at a game exchange, and I decided to test my luck, and I opened it up, and I got leader packs, and I was like, you know what? I only bought them because I haven't seen OP13 in a while.
And that's
And-
what happens, man.
And I was like, you know what? I'll do it.
You take the chance because at the end of the day, it's all taking the chance.
Yeah.
It's
Every
all
time
just-
you open packs, so you see the packs that you want.
It's just
right?
legal gambling that anyone can do.
I'm telling you, one day the government's going to get involved and be like, why did we let this juvenile gambling ring go on for this many years?
Yeah,
like,
for
you know what I
real.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
seriously, it gets rough.
The train car market could probably save the U.S. government deficit.
I
To
mean,
be
it could-
completely freaking
To
honest.
be honest, probably, dude.
Yeah.
Don't give me the 2000 stimulus check. Just give me a couple packs, bro.
See, I mean, where do you
give
think the
me a
money's
case of
going?
OP13,
I'll be-
and I'm good, dude.
I'll be so dandy.
You know, speaking of, I know earlier we spoke about the format being stale. Well, one thing that seems to have a lot of people excited, because thank God for the sim, right?
Yeah.
The creator of the sim decided to add OP14 to it, and so many players are playing OP14 format.
Yeah,
OP
I could barely get into an OP13 game today.
Yeah, OP14 is right around the corner. It seems like a lot of people are very excited for this format. A lot of people are excited to have more leaders in the fray. I'm very excited for Mihawk. I'm looking at that deck. That deck
Cope.
looks crazy.
Cope. It's
I
all
think so,
cope.
dude.
It's-
I think
it's
You guys are
not,
it's
no.
all
I think
cope.
so,
No.
bro.
You guys is all cope. It's a
Green-
terrible deck. It
No,
has one
it's
searcher.
not.
Dude, it's
It,
green.
it technically has 2 searchers.
All right, let me just explain to you real quick. It's green Shanks because it has one searcher. Like Shanks had just the one Utsa searcher, and like how Roger has the one Shanks searcher, and then it literally has a Shanks that minuses 1,000 on the board. So it's just green Shanks. It's such an inconsistent deck, but you have fun with it, brother.
I will have very much fun.
I hope
and
you have fun with it.
Well,
If you
there's
see me
another
at
deck.
Bandai Fest, I will be playing it.
There's another deck that's kind of showing some strength, and I think it's Croc. I think Croc is the sleeper.
Well, doesn't
You
Croc
got-
need
you
something
guys,
from EV?
if you remember back in the video that we did with Orange Samurai,
Mhm.
I was calling Roger being the sleeper of the set, and it still is a sleeper, but we're just missing that promo.
We're
but
just missing that promo.
it'll be, and I think calling it an OP14, I think Croc is going to show some numbers, man.
Doffy's looking very good.
Doffy's looking
Hancock.
really good, but it's one of those things that's looking really good in Japan, and we've been in this situation before.
Yeah.
You remember Usopp?
Mhm.
Usopp was crazy in Japan.
Yeah.
Came over here.
There's a big difference. I think Doffy actually is more so than Mihawk is the nail in the coffin for Zoro, because the leader effect, being able to just -1, redirect the attack, Zoro has nowhere to go.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
It kills Zoro. Zoro is dead in
Yeah.
OP14.
It's still, so you look at the online sim, Zoro's still performing.
I mean, it can
It's
perform
gone
all
down.
day.
Yeah.
Hey, brother, Bella Betty can perform. Like, you know
Exactly.
what I'm saying?
Sure,
Like,
sure. But not only does Mihawk get the Shanks, it also gets a Mihawk. A
Man, why do you
crazy
love this
Mihawk.
Mihawk card
Because
so
it's
much?
green.
Oh my God.
I love green.
Dude, you're so weird. Anyways,
you're a slick a yellow lover, though.
Yeah.
Every time you watch me play, you're like, dude, should I play Bonnie?
Yeah, you know, they came out with the spoilers, Gear 5 Bonnie. You know, was reading what that card does. I was like, am I becoming a yellow fan?
Bro, not only that, did y'all see the
helmet?
robot?
The Emmett?
What's his name?
like it's like Helmet, but Emmett.
Bro,
That's a crazy trigger.
just -3K all your opponent's characters.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
It's so
But
stupid.
on the topic of Croc, and for OP14 in general, our OP14 is going to look so different
It
than
is.
Japan's because we do not get EBO3 heroines until after OP14. And in
But we do get EB3,
we get EBO4,
EB4 cards.
but only the green, blue, purple cards.
Hell yeah.
And what was it? There's a lot of missing cards from the EBO3 heroine set that are incorporated heavily, very heavily in the OP14 meta because Boa's needs but wants the Nami card.
Yeah.
Blue Yellow Nami wants the Nami the Boa card or the Nico Robin card. Croc needs the girl Miss Valentine, I think.
Yeah.
And like what was it? What I'm trying to think of what else. Mihawk needs the Tashigi. So there's a lot of cards that are quote unquote missing to make these decks super viable. Oh, I think Doffy's missing the sugar or whatever, or not the sugar. What's it called? Baby 5.
Yeah.
So there's tons of quote unquote missing cards in our OP14 meta, and I think the only true deck that's going to come out of OP14 for Nats is going to be Blue Jinbei because we have every single card for that.
Yep.
Fair.
And
shout out Jesse.
Yep, shout out Jesse. And unfortunately, Mihawk. I will give it to that. Mihawk will have most of his cards because
Man, I'm playing
Tashigi,
Emu, man.
Yeah, the Tashigi is cool and all, but it's not needed in the Mihawk deck. It's just another flex searchable / character that does some cool things.
Yeah.
But what was it? And the only reason why Mihawk is even seeing any kind of traction is because it has a decent Emu matchup and it has a decent Ace matchup.
This dude's just a hater.
I'm not a
The
hater.
Zoro,
I think
the
he's
Mihawk
right,
is
though.
actually, because the thing with Mihawk, it has a lot of good curve.
It's a shit. Okay, hold on. Let me rephrase this.
Go ahead. Go off, sis.
It is a terrible green control deck. Green has never been about control.
Nah.
Green has never been about control.
Green is mid-range combo the deck. That is what Green does.
It has never been mid-range control.
I'm just
this guy thinks
you can combo
this guy
with
plays
Zoro.
This guy plays one format of Zoro, thinks he's the green god. Oh my lord. Dude, it is not. Dude, green was a shit color forever. I was playing Green Uta forever. It was a shit deck. I played Bonnie from OP7 right out the gate. Was a shit deck. It lost to Lucci and every black deck ever invented.
I remember those days.
Yeah.
Zoro, yeah, but the green decks always have these crazy effects with these crazy controls. Literally, you just said Bonnie. With Bonnie, you can play Doflamingo after you rush your opponent's entire board and just completely control the whole game state. 9-drop Shanks. Why do you think Anel kept losing to Bonnie? Because green has such powerful cards.
No,
it's not
because,
shit.
Because Bonnie,
it's good.
Because Anel kept on playing one character at a time, and then Bonnie would just rest that one character, kill it, and then they would waste their entire hand to save that character.
Why do you think Zoro was the best deck in OP12? Because green has crazy
it was
cards.
never the best deck in OP12. Up Luffy was by far the best deck.
Okay.
And GP Luffy after EBO PRB2.
I destroy GP Luffy like crazy. And not only that, what color does GP
God.
play? Green.
It was hey, okay.
He's like, he's got a point.
No. I'm actually gonna dishonor that point because GP Luffy was just a purple deck. Look at all the influential cards that GP Luffy played. Gundam Giant, purple. Luffy Taro, purple. Zoro Searcher, purple. Nami Searcher from PRB2, purple. Like, it's a purple deck.
I think it was more purple in the deck, but it was green though. So it kind of
it played Dead Man's Game.
Okay,
one of the best cards in the game.
It
easily.
played okay, you can count the green cards on one hand. Dead Man's Game, purple, green. Nami Searcher, green. What else is green?
Did it play Cavendish? I can't remember. It's been so long.
Are you so for real?
Yeah,
oh
I'm so for real.
God, no. Like,
God, dude,
please tell me any other.
In Alex's defense, I forgot that format. I don't want to ever think about that format again.
Dude,
I love that format.
I know you did.
No, I do love that format, but GP was not really a real deck. And you know what? You're right.
It was not a real. Oh my lord! The audacity of this Zoro Glazer is unreal. Like, dude, GP was by far the best deck in PRB2 format. Up Luffy was also by far probably the best one. I low key think Up Luffy, UP Luffy was the best deck in EBO, PRB2 format. Personally, from my perspective, it had too many tools and it played the big characters. And I was talking to Brister about this at Nats or at Dallas. I mean, the mid range decks just don't do enough. Because those 4 or 5 cost characters are just too small. They just do a basic effect, you know. They don't do anything crazy, you know. The only exception is RP Law. That deck was beyond like conceptually of his time.
Yeah.
But the way One Piece designed their cards like Blocker Beard and like Blackbeard and like what was it, Sanji and stuff like that, you know, and the combos they can do, they do crazy effects because they cost so much. And I remember I upset this one player in Dallas. They got really upset at me because like my board state was Blocker Beard, Roger. And they were like, "It's like, how do you beat that? It was just crazy. You just blocked everything." And I'm like, it just, you know, that's just the way the deck is designed. But like,
deck.
yeah, but like, you know, you gotta think about it this way: 10 cost characters use up all your Dawn. They can only do a couple things. But the Blocker Beard, I will admit, the Blocker Beard is kind of like its own thing because it has 3 different effects. It's the fact that it's a blocker at 10 cost, 12k power.
Mm-hmm.
It can give your leader 2 Dawn and then another character 2 Dawn, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And then on top of it, it lets you draw 2, discard 1. That's 3 effects in 1 card. That's unheard of in like, you know, old One Piece days.
Right.
Like if you showed me that card in OP1,
I would have quit the game.
This is a fan made card. Who the hell?
Yeah,
Like,
it's a fake card.
Yeah,
I would have been like, okay, I'm done. Like, there's no way that. But you know, I mean, you are right. Enel was very slow, and that's why it ultimately got taken over. I don't think Zoro was the best deck, in my opinion. It was a great deck. It did a lot of damage.
Yeah,
I'm calling it right here. Mihawk's gonna be the best deck next format. It's at the top. It's at the top of the charts.
I do not.
It's at the top of the charts
so
of the simulators right now.
That's because people just have a hard on for.
Do they
Mihawk.
have it set up though for like our format on the sim? Like,
They have it set up for like OP14 format.
Yeah, but with all the EB,
without the EB cards
and all that
I don't
stuff,
think.
and
I don't know.
Exactly.
I gotta look at it, but I don't know, man. We'll see. It's gonna be
that strengthens my point even more. Green's insane.
green.
Dude,
Green is okay. Green is a lot better than it was. We can definitely say that because green, like for a while, was like the worst color. Like if you brought besides Bonnie's just been the best green deck by far.
Now
I
it's
think.
trash.
Huh?
No, it's just not.
No,
great.
it's not, dude.
It's not. Dude,
that's crazy for you to say that because I think Bonnie's even coming back in EBO. In EB,
it will.
What was it? OP14.
Bonnie will always come back, and just like it's one of those. It's like Enel. It's like
I think
Enel or Katakuri are always going to come back in some type of way.
I think Green Bonnie is the new Enel. People like the moment you sit across the room,
BS pile deck.
the moment you sit behind a 5 life leader that could just once per turn rest one of your characters, plus do all the other BS cards and stuff.
Play the best green cards.
Plays the best green cards. Yeah, it's literally like people get so tilted. It's so tilted.
I get tilted, dude. What are you talking about? Arlong, Doffy. That sometimes I play 9-drop Zoro, Captain Kid. Like I mean, it's all these cards. It's just
40.
Like. Yeah.
Remember when we
makes me want to throw up?
Yeah, but remember when we used to want a Hoodie Jones band, and like now that card's like a non-existent card. I'm just saying, it
was. I never wanted Hoodie Jones band. I never knew. But Alex, to be fair, he had just gotten into the game around that time. But like,
Alex,
I know. And then Alex was trying to tell us like, dude, this is
I'm gonna tell you now, dude. If I'm screaming for a card to get banned, it really needs to get banned. Just like I did with Gecko Moria. The day I saw the card, I was like, this card needs to go. It needs to get banned.
Tashigi in its design is an insane card.
No, do you know what's
Tashigi?
The 5 cost,
the 5/7 that gives you 3 rested.
Yes, that's an insane. That's an insane card design.
Do you know what is actually a crazy card though? And Brister put this up to my brought this to my attention.
Yeah,
the I Am Whitebeard card from the starter deck, Ace Newgate starter deck, is actually the most insane card I've actually read.
8 cost event.
The spell, the event. Like he was explaining to me, there should not be a card that does 3 effects like that because you get to like there's an opportunity to take a life.
Yeah.
Which is crazy already because like you get to like it basically just
set
says,
up for Roger. Yeah,
well, it's not even set up for Roger. It's just the fact that you get to draw like it replace itself.
Okay, fair. Yeah.
And then then on top of that, if you take the card to replace itself, you give your leader or one of the characters, like I think it's your leader though, but you give him 2,000 power for the whole turn cycle.
And then you play the 10 beard and then just
and then you cheat out a 10 beard that does 3 other effects.
Yeah. Or the red 10 beard that will also boost your leader. Yeah.
So like if you think about it, the event spell for Ace, like Ace would not be a freaking competitive deck if it wasn't for the fact that you can play the 8 cost event on curve that does 3 different things, and then cheat out a card that does 3 different things, and then like in one turn, like which is your whole 8 Dawn turn, which is the equivalent of like the Emu deck going 5 Elders and shooting out like a bunch of bodies. You just did 3 effects in one turn with the
but the emu is busted. Don't get me wrong, and I do say this all the time. But the only thing Ace is setting up for is another up Luffy type ban where they're gonna ban certain cards out of the deck. But they're going to, bro. Yeah. There's too many cards in that deck that do things. You know what I mean? Like even going back to even the little baby cards, the Jozus, the blocker Utas. You know, the searcher that can search anything. You know what I mean? Like that's just like it's too much.
Well, I don't think they're gonna ban the Garb Searcher for Ace because
they won't. But I'm just saying, like, you know,
the only card I can see them pair banning for Ace is Roger because there's
that card does need to like not be legal with Ace. There's just no reason for that.
There is like some like lore behind it. I don't want to do spoilers, but if people that do this is a bazillion-year-old spoiler.
Yeah.
So
spoiler
alerts. You know, skip a minute or whatever. Goldie Roger is Ace's dad, so it's just fitting that Goldie Roger is in the deck. So like the only reason why Up Luffy and the pair ban for the Up Luffy was crazy because Katakuri and Big Mom should not have had synergy with Up Luffy at all.
Yeah, it shouldn't.
Like in lore wise, freaking Luffy was beating up Katakuri and Big Mom.
Yeah.
So like, why is like that synergy doesn't matter? But like, I would like to hope that like, you know, if they do pair ban, it should be Roger because there's no reason for the Ace deck to be able to manipulate his life to set up a Roger play and then just give your opponent no hope.
I think it was so funny that whenever that card got announced, we were like clowning on people because, you know, they were like, oh, this is too broken. We're going to quit, blah, blah, blah. And we would laugh at that so hard. But now it's like, okay, we're finally seeing the card like become, I guess, what it was supposed to be when it came out a year later. But
you know, on that, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
On that note, though, I do believe that the Roger card is going to get power crept again because there are cards that can counter it. And I know, like, you know, I ran into this at Dallas, and this is probably going to be a staple moving forward for Black decks. But Black Vortex, if you have 0 life and use Black Vortex to Roger, then like it has no effect, so you can block again.
I mean, I can't play it, so I mean,
I know the Emu deck couldn't play it. No, you're right, but Sabo can play it. The red black Sabo can play it. The Croc can play it. And like it's just gonna be kind of.
And the Blackbeard can come back, but this is just the direction that the Pyro Creeper's going with this game, right? Yeah. Every card has 3 effects, and every deck has a 4K counter.
Not every deck has 3 effects. It's just that like the 10 costs in the game now are kind of getting to the point where like they need those kind of. They either need to be like Shanks, the film Shanks from OP13, where it's like it's a time skip almost. It's just reset all your Dawn. Where it's just one big powerful effect, or they have like they just broke it down to like 3 powerful effects. Like for example, besides not just including Blocker Beard, but this is including the 10 cost Blackbeard, Martial D Teach, where it's like on play, activate main, on the turn as played, you know, freeze one opponent's character so it can't attack next turn. It already has blocker, and then on top of that, what else did it do? It froze
Sabo?
No, the blocker 10 cost Teach.
Oh, it stopped the effect of your leader.
Oh yeah, so it's 3 effects. It stops leader, it stops a character from effect. It froze that character that you targeted, and then it had blocker on it. Like that's just a direction that
too much. Yeah,
it was way too much. And then like if you're on the opposite spectrum of that, you can be 10 cost Shanks, where you have rush and you or farm the board.
Yeah.
Where just minus 1K for the board, and then just be like, you know, you're just
which is another thing to watch out for Roger players out there, man. They're putting up them Shanks walls, man.
Yeah,
it hurts. Dude.
It does hurt.
I got Shanks walled the other day, dude, and it's just like 3 Shanks on board, so that's minus 3K your whole board, and they're all
and they're 12 Russian, but just be thankful that the Shanks. Or the Shanks is unsearchable in Roger.
Which is the perfect example on why in this current game that we have, Kingdom Come can come back as a card. I'm saying, dude, there's no reason that Kingdom Come should be banned.
I can
give
you 5.
Name one.
Next time.
All right.
No, you're still lame for that. But no, just I just want to let you. But to end it off, Green Mihawk will make some noise. I will not deny that.
It'll make some noise.
It'll be the best.
It will never be the best deck,
dude.
It can auto lose, and it will auto lose to Up Luffy. I'm just saying. I'm calling right now. I honestly think that once we get the Roger promo in January, for Nats, I'm just calling it right now. Like if
will come back.
If
100%.
If I'm not playing Ace for Nats, I'm playing Up Luffy. Just calling it out. Like I'm playing big deck because like
I think we're about to approach the time where we just have to ban Up Luffy.
No, we're coming to the time where we're gonna need a ban list.
Yeah, we do need a ban list post Nats for sure. But like, I want to go back. Like I want to kind of rewind a little bit too. So like this is gonna be like a little bit of a history lesson. But during hat format for Yu-Gi-Oh, hat format was like notorious for being just a mid-range deck. Every deck was playing mid-range level cards. You know, it was like Trap Tricks, Artifact Engine, Gear Gear was a really popular deck. Just like, you know, just tons of XC, like rank 4 XCs type stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And what was it? One notorious pro player, Patrick Coben. Shout out if you remember that name.
Oh yeah.
What was it? He revolutionized, or not revolutionized, but he was always about the theory of big deck is better than small deck, which is like a mid-range deck should never beat a tall deck. Like I think that can come into One Piece, because like the reason why
Yeah.
Up Luffy and Ace are so good is
Big
because
bodies.
they play these ginormous bodies that do these crazy effects. And like I know Sanji technically is a big body that doesn't have 3 effects, but the fact that it cheats out a character that can do 3 effects is in and of itself
It's
crazy.
2 cards in 1.
It's 2 cards in 1, and like the fact that Up Luffy can stack it and cheat it out and do all these weird things, it's just gonna be so crazy. And like I just love it. And like I think big decks are just the way to go. I think mid-range control decks will probably never ever be the best deck in the format ever again, minus Blue Doffy. Blue Doffy was the exception because that card was crazy cracked. And it was still kind of early infancy of One Piece, I would say.
Well, Shanks was really good, a really good mid-range deck, and
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it at the time. But like you said, man, it just can't keep up with these big bodies. Like,
Exactly.
it just can't. And,
Exactly.
You know, I had high hopes for Shanks. I thought Shanks was going to be like my deck for a while. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I really enjoyed it, but just couldn't keep up.
Yeah, I remember
then-
when I was learning, I was at YCS in Houston, and I met with, shout out Chase and Bowie Pandemonium. They let me play with the Shanks deck, and you know, that was my first time ever playing a full actual game of One Piece, and I beat Chase.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, this
Yeah.
is very simple, very easy.
And then also, let's go back to rewind a little bit. The reason why Green Bonnie is still a menace to the format, besides its leader effect being just crazy, is because it also just plays big cards, big decks. Just 10-drop Doffy, freeze your board, 10-drop Doffy, freeze your board,
9-drop
9-cost Shanks, pop a card now.
Yeah.
And then just, you know, on top of the leader effect, just resting everything every single turn, just disrupting your whole turn play, is just nuts. And I think moving forward, like, I think one of the reasons why you're talking about Crocodile being a really popular deck in
Mhm.
OP14 is because the 8-cost, 10,000 power Croc character
Mhm.
can recur itself, is crazy strong on the board, can freeze cards. It's just gonna be another I'm quoting me now, like I'm bringing back tall theory, like I'm
Mhm.
like whatever we call it, tall big theory, big character decks. That's the way One Piece needs to be played, because that's the way the game was initially designed.
Well, that's how kind of Enel ran the show back in the day. It
Exactly.
was starve them out, control the board until you get a wall of big bodies.
Exactly. And
If
like
we can find a way to get those bodies out quicker in yellow, Enel will be a problem again.
yeah, and the mid range decks are now like quote unquote like pseudo dead. Like I think
Yeah.
if Jinbei was unbanned right now for Blue Doffy, I think Blue Doffy's the only exception for like the best mid range deck. And then
It wouldn't keep up though. I don't think.
I think it can, because Perfume Femur is a crazy card.
It is, but
And,
the
like,
thing about
we need to
Doffy
do an
is everybody
unban
knew
list to
that-
see what happens.
The thing with Doffy is everybody studied the deck, even if you didn't play it. It was such a dynamic format.
Yeah.
It was such a fun format. Like, you know what I
It
mean?
really
I
was
really
fun.
enjoyed Doffy format. I
Yeah.
never played Doffy, but I enjoyed that format because I knew that deck so well.
Yeah, but the reason why I say Blue Doffy is an exception is because the only reason why it's the exception to the mid range deck is because the character you're cheating out is from your deck, not from a resource from your hand.
Yeah.
And like that's what made it beyond broken. I also think like the only other like potentially mid-range deck that was anywhere near good was BY Luffy. But then like they took away the tall element of it, which is the Gecko Moria.
Which good. I hate
Thank
that
God.
deck.
Yeah, thank
Yeah,
God.
that card silly.
It's not, I mean, silly. It's
No,
just
I mean,
stupid.
honestly, now that I'm playing Emu, I kind of wish it was coming back.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, and then like the notorious mid. I think the king of mid range, to be completely honest, like if like before Blue Doffy, the king of mid range was RP Law, and that deck should never come back. That leader should never come back the way it is
Now that we're thinking, dude, imagine if Gecko was around
right now.
in
It'd be
Emu.
Oh yeah, dude, it'd be
Oh
crazy.
my God.
Dude.
Why am I sitting here just like brain blasting right now? Like, oh my God.
Just imagine bringing out Nosturo Searcher, like active Nosturo character, rested Searcher, search a card, you know,
Yeah.
and then like or like, you know, the opposite spectrum. If you need a blocker, just bring out the Warcry Searcher, do some like, it's just dumb. It's just really
Why
dumb.
not? Yeah.
And But
not to mention a fat ass swing before you go ahead and elders next turn. You just get a couple good swings.
Dude, would you like? I mean, I that's silly for me to say. Would you even play elders? You probably should still play elders. But like,
you would drop Gecko on your 8, go ahead and establish somewhat of a board already, and then have a lot of swings before your next turn. Going into elder, building up board, it would be really nice.
Yeah, but like, I think the only other deck that can never come back is RP Law. I was looking at some of the OP13 cards, and I was like thinking like RP Law should never come back because like one of the reasons why RP Law was crazy is because they played those Gordon, the Building Snake, and like not Building Snake, but like Gordon.
Wasn't out yet.
Yeah, but like I'm saying like
now they would if we saw an RP Law now, it would be another Gordon essentially, which would be the Raise
No,
Max.
you're wrong. It would not play that. It would play the new Ace Saba Luffy because they're a 1 cost that trash themselves.
Would play that too.
Yeah, I know they would play. They would, but they wouldn't need to because they can only play that because it can -3 and it's a 2K counter.
Not only that, Black Maria, and then like also Divine Departure, the Roger card. Yeah,
it's a 0 cost event that's a counter. You rest 5 Dawn to just poop make a character -8K, then you just use the Dawn to return it, bomb deck it, and then on top of that, Sanji Pudding in RP Law every turn play Sanji Pudding, play Sanji Pudding, draw a card. Leader effect, return somebody, Sanji Pudding effect to bring the Dawn back.
You're about to make me throw up.
Dude, that's why I was like, in the Discord, I was like, dude, can we do an unbanned tournament so I can play RP Law?
Imagine building OG RP Law for the. I mean, hey, they brought Sakazuki back. You never know. Speaking of, though, I do have one more question. So we're talking about Banlist, we're talking about meta and everything like that. I know people are complaining about this meta right now, but I mean, is it really that bad? Is it really like a Sakazuki, like a full power Sakazuki or full power RP Law or full power BY
not
bad?
even close.
Yeah,
I personally don't think so.
It's not a tier 0 format. It's just the fact that it's one of the 3 decks, and each of the 3 decks have a weakness against one of the other 3 decks. I think that's what's so stale about this format. It's like, yes, it makes it easier for deck building and tech building and things of that nature. It's just not fun.
That's fair.
That I don't know about you. I have lots of fun.
Well, I'm enjoying. I'm really enjoying it. But I do get it. I do get it.
But then again, I'm the type of person where I like a jungle format. I
don't
like
think we're
being able
going
to see
into like a quote unquote jungle format.
It's not like it's not going to be like last format where there's like 12
decks.
It's 6, maybe 7,
which was great in an OP 6-7 format. You know what I mean? Like we really enjoyed those in those formats. But yeah. All right. Well, anyways, I think that's enough for this episode, man. It was this was a very good episode 20. I liked everything that we talked about, but what is a Pop.1 Podcast episode without ending on a little motivation? What do you got for us, Alex?
Don't let your friends tell you what's good and what's bad. You know what's good. Play what you want.
All right, Brian.
I actually want to start off with a couple of shout outs. I want to shout out like Jimmy from Dallas that I met in Dallas, Brister, obviously, Jose and Alex from Dallas. They told me that they watched the podcast and they were following. They were some of the people that were asking about you guys. So I want to shout them out real quick.
Okay.
And I guess my motivation is I had this question came up, like I shouldn't say it happened a lot, but someone at Dallas asked me, and I was really flattered because they're like, how do you get better at One Piece? I'm like, because I consider myself a trash player. You know, I'm decent. I think I'm above average, but I'm not like a pro or anything. But I was flattered they asked me, like, how can I get better at One Piece? And my motivation for that is going to be practice does not make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. And in that statement, what I'm saying is if you play perfectly in the sim, at locals, at the regionals, the perfection will show.
Mm-hmm.
And why I say that is because there's a sequencing. There was a guy, he was explaining me to his sequence. He was like, I red rocked this guy's new gate, then I pudding him. And I told him, you should pudding first and then red rock the new gate. So that way the new gate is going to be guaranteed the bottom. Because if you red rock the new gate first and then you pudding, then you give them the chance to shuffle it back, put it back in their hand.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, I didn't think about that.
So,
and I was like, yeah. So if you, and like, basically what I'm trying to say is like, you know, we don't want to make bad habits. And that's why the perfect part, the practicing, like you can practice all day long.
Right.
But if you're not being intentional with your practice, the results will never show.
I get it.
You can pump out 20 games in the sim, and win like majority of them. But if you're just going through the motions, it's not going to produce any results.
Yeah.
So play intentionally, practice like it's a perfection level, and just be intentional with your practice and your testing.
Yeah.
And just play the game.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my motivation is to with holidays coming up, we've said this before, watch out for the scalping and everything. The motivation is basically, if you have an idea, and these are for people that really aren't into card games and they're just kind of tuning in and they're attempting to get into card games, research. You got to know what's going on in this thing. It's being corrupted. You have to get in. You have to know what you like. You have to know what you're looking for and understand everything before you start spending money. That is the big problem with people getting in. And sometimes you got to do that to understand your mistakes, but a little research goes a long, long way.
Yeah. And for like a real closing motivational message, we here at the Pop.1 Podcast this weekend, we're hosting a charity tournament at our local card shop, Panda's Paradise. For us specifically, this is something that's very passionate to me, helping out the community, right? All across America, there are food cabinets, food banks, things of that nature. And what they need to help those in need who are able to go and get supplies and necessities for free, they need these supplies, right? One of our big motivations from our past has always been Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Every year does a canned food drive charity tournament, right? Where everyone brings 5 cans. You could do a tournament, things of that nature. Bandai currently does not have anything official.
Yeah.
So what we're doing at Pop.1 Podcast at our local tournament is we're having not just canned food, which is something you can bring to this event. We're also bringing other necessities like paper towels, toilet paper, dog food. It doesn't matter, right? If it's something that is a necessity that someone else in need could use, we want you to bring it to us. We're doing different giveaways, things of that nature. If that message inspires you, we don't necessarily want you to donate to us. We want to inspire you in your local communities to start a charity tournament in your scene, right? Be the leader, be the change, have your scene, do this tournament, and gather supplies and bring it to your local community center or wherever it is that you do to get these items to those that are in need. Because whether it's the holiday season or any time of year, just doing good things is just the right thing to do. And if you have a community built of players, why not give back to your community in general?
Yeah, man. I mean, people need things, you know, all around, and sometimes they can't get them. They're not as fortunate as us. They're not as fortunate as, my neighbors or your neighbors or anything like that, but they're still your neighbors. You know what I mean? You got to help them out, especially if they're in your community. You can't just take care of the card community. You got to help out everybody.
We're all people.
Definitely. Well, all right, guys. Make sure you guys check out our sponsors, Dueling Guard. Go down, hit the link. You get 15% off. They got some really cool stuff going on. And Anchor Goods.
Yeah, check out Anchor Goods. We got the link down below for players, by players. He came out with some new designs, huh?
Yeah, they're coming soon. We're not going to talk about them yet, but they're coming soon. And this might be the first time, but I think I'm just going to say it. I think they're doing stuff for Riftbound.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if I was supposed to say that. Shout out Kevin. But so Anchor Goods, be on the lookout for that. And other than that, episode 20, that's a wrap. And thank you guys so much for 20 episodes of greatness.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye.